Kris Dreemurr is the protagonist of Deltarune, much to their annoyance, but despite their mysterious character, there's still quite a bit that can be gleaned from their design. Obviously, as a member of the Dreemurr family, the green shirt with the yellow stripe calls back to Kara from Undertale. If you remember, a design philosophy from Undertale is that striped shirts indicate children. But Kris is noticeably older than the children of Undertale, and to add to that, if you look at everyone in Kris's class, none of them have striped clothing the way that Kris does. Susie might have a striped shirt, but it's covered by her jacket, and Birdley has stripes on his sleeves, but overall, Kris is the one with a stripe as a prominent part of their design. The monster kid from Deltarune notably does not have a stripe on their shirt. So, with that in mind, I think it's not unreasonable to call Kris childish for their age. It's certainly good context for their wild, gremlin-y energy. It could also indicate them as being somewhat stuck in the past. As revealed in Chapter 4, they're certainly beholden to a promise of some kind. So yeah, there's a lot of mystery surrounding Kris's character, something they intend, which brings me to this aspect of their design, their eyes and how they're hidden from the player. Eyes are often called the window to the soul, so Kris only reveals their eyes when they're in control or otherwise sending a message. Kris is controlled by the player, and as a result, they will try their utmost to give as little of themselves away as they can for whatever goal that they have. I really love how the blank slateness of a typical video game avatar is recontextualized here as introversion, as keeping oneself hidden. Onto Kris's Dark World form, it's certainly blue. In fact, there's emphasis on how blue it is. The color blue is associated with pensive emotions like sadness, calm, and melancholy, but with context from Undertale, we know that blue is associated with the soul traits integrity and patience. Integrity in particular feels kinda ironic considering their secrets, or maybe not considering the promise they seem obliged to keep, which fits with patience as well now that I think about it. In any case, speaking of obligations and duty, there's one last obvious thing I should point out about this design. Doesn't it kind of look like a knight to you?